Hi and welcome to Art Tip Tuesday. I'm Sam and I'm a pencil artist, and my aim is to help other pencil artists to grow in skills and confidence and to really feel the benefits that regular creative practice has on health and well-being. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about another question I get asked quite often, and that's how do I know when I've finished my piece? I think I know how you feel when you ask this question because I've been there so many times before in the past myself. You've worked on a piece for quite a few hours, and although you're quite pleased with the progress, you're getting to the point where possibly you've worked on the most exciting bits to begin with, maybe the eyes or features around the face, and then all of a sudden you're left with quite a great expanse of mind-numbing, kind of slightly boring areas of sameish kind of fur. And I think the temptation is to rush ahead and just get through as quickly as you can just to get the piece finished. And I just want to reassure you that we've all been there. I definitely know how you feel, but please don't rush through that last section, because what will happen is it will look rushed and it will probably draw your eye to that area, even if you don't think it's important, like a little part on the chest area, something like that. It will draw your eye, and I have done that in the past, and every time I look at that piece going forward, I know that I have rushed that last piece. So my advice would be to walk away, take a little bit of time out, maybe even start another piece, just bearing in mind that what will happen is the longer you leave it, the less chance there is of you actually coming back to that piece. So if you can put it to the side where you can still see it, I find that really helpful. My sister bought me this for Christmas. It's actually a toast rack, but I can put my art in it, and I put it on my desk, and therefore I can see my art and I am reminded to come back to it. So I think there's a fine line between leaving it too long and then it's never going to happen again, and giving yourself a little bit of breathing space, a little bit of time for you to just, take a deep breath, come back with fresh eyes. I can guarantee that you will probably look at your piece and think, oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was. Because sometimes we can be too close to a piece and it starts to look all wrong. We start to pick out all the negative parts of it, and we're not looking at the bigger picture. We're focused on a tiny area, and then you can feel stressed and you feel like it's not going right. So take a step back and come back to it with fresh eyes, and I can guarantee that it will be better than you remember. Something that I always do when I am coming to the end of a piece is I will go back and just check the values, and that usually means the darkest values, as in the real shadowed parts. Are they as dark as they need to be? I don't know about you, but have you found that sometimes your darkest colours, you think you've got the blacks and the dark blues and the lovely browns, and you've built up all of the textures and colours so that they're not flat, actually start to fade or get absorbed into the paper, or something seems to happen to them that they're not as vibrant or as dark as they were when you first put the colours down. You might have even burnished, which means pressing on the paper until you flatten the tooth and get it as dark as you can. It does depend on the pencils that you're using. For example, polychromos have a bit more of a shiny finish, and the luminants, for example, which are more wax-based, have a bit more of a matte finish. So bear that in mind. When you look at it from the side, you can sometimes see more of a matte finish, which when you catch the light can look a bit dull sometimes. So it might be that you need to go over the top and even it out with the colours or the type of pencil that you used in other sections, for example, polychromos, which have a little bit more of a shine to them. So the combination of both can really enrich the darkness. And 9 times out of 10, you probably need to go a little bit darker than you feel comfortable. I always spend at least another hour going through all of my shadowed parts and darkening up. A good way I've talked about in another video, and I'll link that in the cards above, is that you can go in and glaze with a dark colour. I quite like dark sepia or a warm grey 6, cold grey 6, something like that, Payne's grey, to darken an area without losing the colour underneath. You use a very light hand, the side of the pencil, circular strokes, and you can darken a piece really easily and quickly by just glazing over the top. I always go back to the areas like the pupils or the nostrils or the darkest parts in the ears, and I darken them up usually with the black. The black I tend to only use towards the end because I know that I'm going to do this. It's part of my process. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to darken up everything at the end. So I get things like 90%, 95% finished, and then I know that I've got the black to fall back on to really darken up the values and make it pop. The black coloured pencils tend to smudge a bit more, I found over the time that I've used them, so that's another good reason to only use them at the very end. The other thing I always think about when I think about is this piece finished is just be kind of objective about your skill set right now. Now that's not being negative at all, that's actually just looking at something with a very real point of view. If I was to work on that little section now, with all of the things, all of the experience, all of the motor skills, all of the muscle memory that I picked up over this piece, can I actually possibly make it any better if I tried to do this or tried to do that? Really think about that. And if the answer is probably no, then I would leave that area. And what would have happened is I've probably tried a few little techniques, a few little things that I know I'm aware of or able to do. And when I get to the point where I know that I'm not going to make that area any better, in fact, I'm probably going to make it worse, that's the time to stop. And then you can kind of pick your piece apart, put it into different sections. Can I make that area better? Can I make that area better? And then you look at it as a whole and notice that probably what you do next is going to be moving away from it being the best that you can possibly produce, as in you might overwork it, it might get a bit muddy, and your skills at the moment, not saying that they're not going to improve going forward, probably aren't going to make that section any better. Now I use this as a real positive because actually in my next piece, if I know that there's something, one objective that I need to work on or that I think could be improved because I know that my skill set in that piece were limited, I will actually focus on that in my next piece and try some different techniques, or maybe try a little experimental piece to work on that area that I know that I could improve on. And so therefore you see improvements, you keep moving forward, and that's what it's all about. It gives you that encouragement, that inspiration to keep going as well. So just to recap, those are my 3 tips. If you're feeling frustrated, a bit overwhelmed, it's not going well, take a break, come back with fresh eyes, and you'll be pleasantly surprised at what you see when you come back, and you'll feel that you've got a little bit more energy to just do those final touches without rushing it and ruining it. Second, spend about an hour or 45 minutes at the very end darkening up your values, and it will really make your drawings pop. And I think you will see then that you'll notice that, oh, actually that looks a lot better and the piece looks more finished now. And the third tip is to just think realistically and clearly about the skill set that you have right now, the experience that you've had over that drawing. I've tried a few things, they haven't really worked out the way I've wanted them to. Could I make this area any better if I kept going with the skills that I currently have? If the answer is no, it probably means that you have finished that section, and then you can use that throughout the whole drawing, and you'll get to the point where you think, I'm not going to improve this anymore by working on it. In fact, I might actually make it a little bit worse. I really hope this helps with any pieces that you're currently working on. Please let me know if there's anything else that you do to know that your piece is finished in the comments below. I'd be so interested to see. If you like this video and would like to see more, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I really look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.